Good morning and Happy New Year. We are going to get started in about 2 minutes, right about 9:15. If you have not checked in, please do so. Scan the QR code on the screen. I think a first timer, 3 questions. If you've been here before, 1 question. Grab some coffee, grab some food, and we will get started in right now about a minute and a half. That's the quietest this group has ever gotten at the 2-minute warning. One more minute. Feel free to keep talking. Grab some coffee, grab some food. Check in. Well, when you bring Todd in with the tech expert, we get counters added to the program. All right, so I don't see any phones up. Are we all checked in? Everybody checked in? All right. So we're going to start today. If you have not heard, we lost one of our organizers, Greg Sizer, and we want to do a little tribute to him. If you notice in the chair, that chair is going to be Greg's for the month. Please do not sit in it. If you do, we will ask you not to sit in it, because that was Greg's spot. We're going to reserve that, so we're going to make this this month for Greg. So, Ray, forgive me. This is not 1 million cups. This is me. You know, Greg and I were friends. Greg loved the program. Greg loved his family. And he loved Jesus.
He loved every one of you too.
And he loved all of us. So, you know, my thought is we don't have to agree with God's plan. We don't even have to like God's plan. But we have to have faith and trust in God's plan. And I know Greg would say it, and we've talked about it so many times. And I'll say it, make sure you're right with God. Because we don't know what's coming. So again, we want to honor Greg today. I would love to make this meeting a testimonial for Greg, but we do have business to do. We have a presenter. Please stay around at the end of the meeting. Let's talk, let's share stories. Let's have our testimony after that, and then we're going to honor Greg for the rest of the month. As we get started, before we go into housekeeping, John, I think we have an announcement this morning.
There's somebody here with a birthday today, I think, right?
Todd Headley, please stand up.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Todd. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, we planned ahead of time. So some housekeeping before we start. If we can, let's make sure we keep our side conversations to a minimum. We want to make sure we give our presenter our full attention. We want to mute our phones as well so they don't interrupt during his presentation. And then we are filming live on Facebook. So the one thing, if you can remember, if you have not followed our page, our Facebook page, please do so. And then just take a quick second, go on there, find the notice of the live and share it with your page so your friends can see what we do here every Wednesday. Remember, we meet here every Wednesday. We have the women's bathroom up here to my left, your right, and then the men's we generally reserve up in the corner, my right, your left. Did I get that right?
Yes.
I'm opposite, yes, so I got to think about it. We want to thank our hosts and sponsors. As we have, we're coming up pretty close to 2.5 years we've been doing this. And we have done it for 2.5 years in this building. So we want to thank the Mega Workplace for everything that they do. The one thing we always talk about, within this building, we have everything that you need for business success. We have 1 million cups where you're going to present your business, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. We have Ray Villegas with LEAD, the Vice President of LEAD, which is the Lake Economic Area Development. So Ray, if you would stand up and let everybody know who you are. Yeah, no. Let's not be timid.
Happy New Year, everyone. Just, I know you're going to get to this, so I will steal your thunder. Who's first timers in here? Awesome. Just to provide a little context, 1 million cups. LEAD is economic development. So economic development is everything from shop local. That's what chambers of commerce and let's support each other as business owners, to attracting new businesses to the area. So economic development is all that. 1 million cups is a nationwide program over 125 communities around the country. Meet every Wednesday morning. LEAD was chosen to bring the first 1 million cups chapter to Lake County, and Lake County has embraced this so well that we opened up another chapter in Claremont that's happening in 30 minutes down there as well. So it's great to have the North and the South covered, and really, again, not to steal Jim's thunder, but it's about entrepreneurs supporting other entrepreneurs. For those that haven't been here yet, you will see someone present about their business and really warts and all. And provide more of not I need you to buy my stuff. What I need is your advice. Here's something that I'm struggling with. Can you help me? So that is really what this is. It's basically entrepreneurial therapy. So when you do present, we really do want people to present about their business and their idea. Be vulnerable, because here's where you're going to get true feedback from people who have built up companies to people that are looking to do, entrepreneurial things as well. So it's all about support. So carry on, Jim.
Thanks, sir. Yeah, the one thing, talk with other members that have been here for a while that have presented and see how it has impacted their business. We also have John Doremus, who led us off in our singing this morning from the SBDC, a free service for John, for the SBDC, that's going to help you organize your business. He will go into much, much more detail. Just go online with the SBDC, whatever the website is, schedule an appointment with John. He's going to help structure your business, because you have to know where you're at to know where you're going, in my opinion. And then we have Brian from the UCF Incubator, who is also downstairs, all in this building. So they're going to help you grow your business exponentially. So again, within this building, you have everything you need. And one last thing on LEAD, if you're not on their calendar, like the program, get their emails, because LEAD puts on probably 25 presentations a year. Majority of them are all free, and they are some of the best and most informational presentations that you will be part of to help grow your business. So, as you came in, you had coffee. As you came up, you had food. And these are all sponsored by our local community. So we want to thank Foxtail Coffee for their sponsorship of the coffee. They have been sponsors from day one, and they will be sponsors going forward. And then we want to thank Alan. Alan, where are you at? Alan is a multi-time sponsor for our food. So the sponsors, they provide it all. Again, we get no budget. We have a $0 budget. So everything that is done here is all sponsored by wonderful business people like these two. And we are looking for food sponsors for the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter of this year. I like to plan out a minimum of the full year ahead of time. So we're not coming up at last minute. So if you're interested in learning what it takes to be a sponsor, talk to me after the meeting. So, what is 1 million cups? We're going to start off because everybody that has an organizer tag on, and some that don't, that didn't wear it today, we all volunteer the time. It is all a volunteer operation. We do this because we love the program. It's an awesome program. So our volunteers, if you would please stand up, stand forward, and let's just thank them for what they do each and every week. So one of the best ways that I heard, and we got this on a regional meeting, to describe what 1 million cups is, it is for the community, by the community. This is where you come out to support our presenters and each other on a weekly basis. It is a hub or home base for entrepreneurs in Lake County, where I think we're closer now. Even at the end of last year, we were 116 plus. I think we're closer now to 125, because we've grown. We were chapter like 98 or something when we started almost 2.5 years ago. So nationwide, they have opened up another 25 to 30 chapters. If you're traveling, look up and see if they have a 1 million cups. They all meet on Wednesdays. Times may vary by 30 minutes. Claremont starts a half an hour after we do. But if you're traveling and you want to see, what a 1 million cups in Denver looks like, go visit it. You might get some good information there.
We were the first county in the U.S. to have 2 chapters open up.
Yes.
And now Volusia County is opening up their second chapter. So we are trailblazers. But they are today. So we are trailblazers, people.
Yeah. So we help connect the Volusia County organizers to get their second chapter open up. But you know what? We're still the first. And that's all that matters. But again, no cost to be here every week. All you do is you show up, you give me your time. We're gonna get you all hopped up on caffeine. We're gonna feed you. We're gonna make you feel good. You're gonna give back to the community. So if you can make it, make it. If not, please come the next week. Bring a friend or a visitor. And then if you're a business person or an entrepreneur, this is where you need to be. We'll go. It's Chamber Day, so we may run a little bit long. So just stay with us until the meeting's over. But one of the things that I hear the most often is from the people attending, and I'll talk with them, and they will tell me, it's like, you know what? I have gotten more information sitting here, taking notes from the feedback that our presenters have gotten, that I have taken back and put into my business, that has made my business more successful just by spending the hour and a half or 2 hours here every week or every other week. So just being present will help your business grow and be successful. So, more about what is 1 million cups, what is 1MC. It is presentations and not pitches. The presenters are coming up here. They're not going to pitch to you for fundraising. They're not going to pitch to you for referrals. Todd and I review all of the presentations. They're going to present to you a challenge in their business. And for everybody in attendance, when you give feedback, it is not to sell yourselves or your business to them to solve their problems. So if they have a challenge, we really prefer not to hear someone say, "Oh, buy my product because it's going to make you better." We want suggestions that say, "Hey, this is a product that I offer, or this is something that we do that has helped other customers. Let's talk more." And then for everybody here, we are making long-term connections, and we are not networking. Incredible networking programs across the county. Marie does a wonderful job with the chamber, and all the chambers do. Todd and several others are part of the local B&I chapter, probably the best networking organization in the country. Here we want organic connections to be made. We really ask, don't come in and start passing out business cards saying, "Hey, I'm Jim Green with Union Home Mortgage. Who's your mortgage with?" No, we don't want that. And if we do, we'll have private conversations. We want people to come here, feel comfortable. We never want anybody to feel uncomfortable, like, "Ugh, I don't want to go to 1 million cups," because last week, I had 3 people trying to sell me their product. We want this comfortable spot. In my personal opinion, I think Ray will back me up on this. Business success happens with long-term connections, long-term relationships. You might get that 1 off or 2 off from, an immediate, "Hey, here's my card, do business with me." But that doesn't translate to long-term business success. Long-term business success are those organic relationships. You meet, you go to a Foxtail Coffee to say thank you for what you've done for the program. You have coffee, you get to know each other, learn more about the business, and as time, you will come to grow and become business partners. So now, again, going back to rates, if you are a first-time member or a first-time visitor, please stand up. So what we are going to ask you to do, and we're going to start with Jason in the back, we want your name and your business name, along with the connections and not networking. I don't want to be mean or feel, but if I am, I am. I don't want to know who your customer is. I don't want to know what your line of business is. I want to know your name and your business name. We're going to save that for when you make those connections and take them out to Foxtail Coffee. Jason, start us off.
Good morning, thank you, Jim. My name is Jason Short. I'm with Exit Realty.
I am Marsha Vandekeep, and I'm with Evolve Dance and Fitness Studio.
I'm Joe Boss with McCullough Banker. We're friends with Greg.
Go ahead.
Maria Lewis with AmeriPro Staffing.
Go ahead.
Andrew Delgado, Paladin Labor.
Nothing?
Bethany Birch-Passes, co-worker.
Go ahead.
Amanda Tavinsky, Paladin Labor.
Amanda.
Amanda Walters with Gold Star Mortgage.
Jackson Hopper with Hopper's Lawn Care.
Go ahead.
I'm Ray McLean with the Locals Group and LPT Realty.
Go ahead.
Caitlin Slimmick with Movement Mortgage.
Go ahead.
Chanel Walker, Glory by Chanel.
Randy Brochus with Victor's Parking Lot.
Okay, thank you, Randy. And I think, did we miss anybody? Everybody? We got everybody? Yeah. So, I would love to hear from you after the meeting on how you found out about this. Let's give them a round of applause for being here today and thank them. This is how we grow our chapter. Again, I think half the new people here are because of Greg. Greg loved the program. This is why we're here. This is what we talk about. We're here to support each other. And I don't care how you got here. I'm just glad you're here. And I think you're going to want to come back every week after this. So just go ahead and put in your phones and block this time out every Wednesday. So who is eligible to present? So if you have a business idea or a concept, when you're sitting around and you're at your table, you're having dinner, and you're thinking, I think this would be a great business, but I just don't know. We want that presentation here because you've got, we've got probably 65, 70 people today, successful people that are in this room each and every week that are going to tell you, I think it's a great idea. Here's maybe an adjustment you can make. I think maybe you're 6 months ahead of yourself. But before you put a lot of time and investment into it, get the feedback from the community because they know, you know what is going on out there. This program was really designed for businesses 1 to 5 years old. This is where, a lot of times success happens in those first 5 years, and the percentage of success starts at its lowest the first year, and it's going to get better as you go through the first 5 years. After 5 years, you should be on the road to long-term success. So we want you coming here every 6 months. Yes, you'll present today. You're going to come back in 6 months, present your new challenge. So over the next 5 years, you're going to have 10 opportunities to present. You're going to overcome 10 challenges that hopefully each and every challenge will get you past everything that you run up against during and growing your business to get you to that 5-year point and long-term business success. And then, we like to call that what keeps you up at night. Kind of the same thing when you're sitting around the dinner table thinking, this is a great idea. Will it work? Same thing when you're sitting around dinner. You wake up, if you're a business person, and you don't have to be in business for yourself. Matt and I were talking about this. I've never been self-employed, but I'm in business, and I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I lay there for 45 minutes going, man, how am I going to handle this? This is what we want you presenting up here. How do I get past that? Because sometimes you lay there and you don't figure it out, and you wake up at 2 o'clock the next morning. This is where we want that challenge figured out and moving you to the next challenge. Because you're going to run into the next challenge. Then you're going to overcome that one and that one. It's kind of like that shampoo commercial, and so on and so on and so on. You get past all of those, you're going to be successful. And then if you're an established business, long-term growth can be done the right way, it can be done the wrong way. And sometimes I've seen times and opportunities where people grew their business. If you grow it the wrong way, you're going to damage not only the new leg of the business and the new growth of the business, you're also going to damage the long-term successful business that you've spent 10, 12 years growing. So you've got, again, a room full of successful business people that have grown their business. They've made mistakes. They've done it the right way. Get their feedback when you look to grow or expand your business. So, real quickly, because we want to get Derek up here at 9:35, what's the most memorable or unusual floor you've ever walked on? And it can be from old gym floors. Raise your hands. We're gonna go through 3 or 4 of these. Glass floor museum. I like that one. Uneven cobblestone.
Well, I was a Publix manager. We always had to keep our floors cleaned, and I walked on one that had bubbly mist to it. I don't know what it's made out of, but it was easy to clean. I noticed it. I was hoping that the next time we did a remodel, we would put it down.
Brandon.
I did the glass floor at in Chicago. It's like 100-something stories up and you walk over the city. Terrible.
John.
Auckland, New Zealand, the tower. It's about 60 floors up.
And you stand out on this glass deck and you watch the people bungee jump from the top of the tower. As they go flying by.
Oh my. Years ago, I hadn't thought about this, and for a long, and it just popped in my head. I had a friend of mine who owned a flooring business, and he was a client of mine, and he invited me over to see a floor he did, and it was where they took slices of, and it was an African tree, African zebra wood, I think it was called, and they took slices through the thing and laid it down, and then put epoxy over it. Oh my God, it was the most gorgeous floor. Thanks for the memory. 25 years ago.
The glass bottom and the Space Needle in what is it called?
Toronto?
Washington State. And then also, I don't know if you can consider this a floor, but you have to walk across it in order to get to the other side. The glass bottom bridge in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
That.
All right, we're gonna go two more. We're gonna go D, and then we're gonna wrap up with Eric.
In the shower, a friend, she had done these stones or pebbles, and they stuck up kind of high, so it wasn't super comfortable, but it gave your foot a massage.
Finish us up.
Eric Kleinbach, had the opportunity to do some work in Baker's Bay, Great Wanakee in the Bahamas, and we did an outdoor shower and we did Mexican beach pebble as a floor, and I got the idea from when I was working at the Palmilla in Cabo, Mexico, and they literally took the Mexican beach pebble and turned it sideways and stuck it into the driveway. And watching them do it, they had these guys laying on boards, just like about a 5-gallon bucket over the driveway, and just like 30 or 40 of these people just sticking all these little stones one at a time in there. And it made an incredible sound when you drove over it.
Well, and kind of that point, a couple others, and D to you, who remembers, kind of in my age group when they did the pools with whatever they did, and the bottom was so rough that when you were a kid, you stayed in the pool, you basically got out of the pool when your toes were bleeding. And then you had to wait 2 weeks for your toes to heal before you go back to the pool until your toes bled again. So, when we do our presentations, let you know, the first meeting of every month, because it coordinates with the Chamber breakfast, we're only going to do one presenter. The rest of the meetings we're going to generally fill up with 2. So depending upon whether we have 1 or 2, it's going to be a 6-minute presentation. We're not going to cut you off at 6 minutes. We want your full presentation to get put out for everybody in attendance to see about you and your business and your challenge. But you're going to get 20 minutes of feedback. If you go 8 minutes, you're probably going to get about 18 minutes of feedback. So overall, you're going to get about 24 to 26 minutes to go through your presentation and take feedback. When you give feedback, because we got a full house today, please keep your suggestions and comments succinct and to the point so we can make sure we get to everybody. We're going to try to go through everybody with a first suggestion, so if you have multiple ones, please be patient with us. We will try to come back to you, but we want to make sure everybody gets their opportunity to give their feedback. So our presenter today is going to be Derek with the People's Floor. Everybody knows Derek. Everybody loves Derek, so let's welcome Derek to the front.
Thank you, Jim. First, I'd like to say it's an honor to be here, especially on the first day of the year, honoring Greg, who's sitting right over on laser. I'm going to use my laser. Anyway, I do want to thank 1 Million Cups, and because they have been a huge refresher to me. I owned a flooring store for 20 years at Showroom, all that, and decided to go a different route with what I am doing, hence why I am here. Thank you, John, also with SBDC, who helped me with numbers, plus other things that LEAD has done to increase my knowledge of how to run a business properly. So People's Floors, that is, if you want to log in, you can see my website or give me advice. That's the whole reason I'm here, is, put this down, laser. Starting out. That's my family. This is the reason I do what I do, is for all these people. This was my daughter's wedding, the one in white. I'm also a grandpa for the first time. Juniper B, she's very mad because I rubbed my beard on her cheek, and she was not happy. All right, need new floors, we've made it easy. The premise of People's Floors is to make things as convenient as possible for you. What do we do? What is People's Floors? How are we different from everybody else? Well, we offer an in-home showroom. We've cut out as much cost as we can. I got rid of the showroom. We operate out of a warehouse. We are basically like, I don't want to inflate, but like Amazon type of thing. No one wants to get out anymore. They just love things coming straight to their living room. So we bring all the samples to your home. Before that, rather than going to Lowe's, Home Depot, Floor Decor, I'm providing basically the same service. I've narrowed it down to 5 choices in each category, which is still in development. Deliveries, says free delivery. Someone told me not to say the word free, so it's complimentary deliveries. Right to your door, wherever you want it. Returns of unopened boxes. If after your job is done, if you had a handyman or whatever, after the job's complete, you give us a call. We come up, we pick up and take away all boxes that you have not used, unopened, undamaged. And we will credit you right back for that. You don't need a van, you don't need anything. You don't need a brain for this stuff other than just to have me come over. We will measure for complimentary. It's just such a wrong way to say that. And then if you do not have an installer, we of course offer professional installation available for all categories. Schedule your visit, assessment, seamless delivery, complete support. We do offer, we loan you tools for each category. Anything that is not sharp and pointy for obvious reasons. Our prices are equal to or better than they are at the box stores. With transitions, $37.99, you're going to pay more at the box stores for that. Our different colors, this is the Smooth Series vinyl, which is the, what is this? This section, I just wanted to use my laser, I don't care if you can see it. Right. So that's our, the Smooth Series is at the bottom. This is our exotic vinyl plank, which is towards the top. There's actually more of those, but the exotic vinyl planks, porcelain wood tiles, which are at the bottom there. I have 4 colors at this time, and we are evolving as we continue this. Carpet, which is down here. A cat, just because in case you're bored. Titan 2200 SPC. I did not bring it up here because it's rather heavy, but I do have a deck of the Titan 2200 series. It takes 2,200 pounds per square inch. It's vinyl plank, perfect for traffic, and if you got home with dogs, cats, birds, everything, that's your product to use. These are my questions for you. I would love to hear your expertise. The whole reason I'm here is I want to develop and evolve this product so I can be most convenient for you. I'll give you time to take a look at the questions and read them. So clarity. After hearing me, what part of what we do is still unclear? What would you add, remove, or simplify? Number 1. Number 2 is our differentiation. What sounds most compelling or different about People's Floors compared to other flooring companies? Number 3, trust. Based on what you heard, what would make you trust a company like mine faster? That sounds kind of odd. If you were a homeowner hearing this for the first time, what might make you hesitate or have any questions? I think trust and skepticism go together. I want to provide a safe place to purchase floors. And that is what I want to convey versus, you never know what goes on when you order from the internet, but that is it.
All right, well, I love the hands already. Let's thank Derek for presenting. All right, so we got Randy, the man on the mic. Maureen, where'd you go? Maureen and I are going to be spotters, so
I'm going to start and then we'll go.
Okay.
Okay. So, he's actually done my floors and they did an amazing job in a record amount of time. But I will tell you, Derek, we've been friends for a year and a half. I did not know that your platform was like this. I thought you just did floors. I didn't know that you offered tools for somebody or any of those things. And you know what I'm going to say? You need to be, tell me, doing videos.
Doing videos. She's a TikTok queen for real estate.
You need to be doing videos because that helps people understand the big part of your business versus you. If I see your shirt says People's Floors, I think you just do floors.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go Amanda. We're gonna go Eric. We're gonna go Ryan, and then we're gonna go Bethany.
So I would include customer testimonials in your presentation, and perhaps maybe a side-by-side price comparison with other large, like, big brand stores that show that you are a more cost-effective way to go.
Excellent. Thank
Eric.
you.
Well, first, Derek, I'd like to give you 5 out of 5 crayons. For the people who don't know what I mean is, Derek's a Marine, and I make sure people knew to help with your trust factor, that they knew you were a locally veteran-owned business.
Ryan, and then Bethany, and then we're gonna work our way over to David. Did I miss anybody? Good.
So, first of all, you're very personable. I think you know that. I think everybody in the room knows that. So, I don't think the issue is with your presentation or how you present or who you are, because I think it's a strong value for what you offer. What I will say is, as much as trust is earned through that, trust is also bought. And what I mean by that is visibility. So somebody mentioned videos, but even paid media or anything like that, the more times people see your brand and see you, and you're reaching people that are outside of your circle, then when it comes time to meet you and have a conversation with you, it's a no-brainer. They already feel like they know you. The other thing I was going to mention is you said, what differentiates you? I don't know if you have a clear offer or something in mind that's your unique value proposition. I think you have great value in what you offer, but how it differentiates between other flooring vendors, I'm not in the industry, I don't know. But also as a customer, I wouldn't know either. So maybe there's something that you can think of that positions that a little bit more forward for us to know very easily what that value is.
Well, I think to Ryan's point is, as we do business and we want to deal with someone personally. You know, we all deal with the big box stores. We all deal with the impersonal of the big conglomerates. We want to deal with someone local that we know, like, and trust. So, you know, I think that's how you separate yourself. Or one way is say, look, I'm local. I serve. I'm here to deal with you directly. Bethany.
Mine was going to address the clarity topic. You said that you loan tools out and you do returns, which is fantastic, but I would establish a timeline because you don't want to hang on to your tools for 2 or 3 or 4 months and then returning things after you can't maybe get that product anymore.
Correct.
Good, Alan.
Okay. Derek, Alan Biles, I just wanted to say, picking up on what Randy said, having that social media presence is really important. So as he said, people are familiar with your face, they know your name, so when they meet you in person, that does a lot. Something also, and it has to do with your integrity and trust and all that. When I purchased my home 4 years ago, I had almost all the floorings in my home redone. And they offered, in the carpeting area, because I had my bedrooms carpeted, good, better, and best. I think one thing that could drive the situation home is to be able to, if you've got that situation especially in carpeting, that you can definitely assure the customer that if they choose best, they're getting best, because I'm convinced that I paid for best and got good. And that's very frustrating.
Did you deal local or?
I dealt local, yes, and I won't name who, but one of the bigger private locals in a shopping center.
Maureen and David.
I've got 2 things for you. In my mind, if you're getting floor delivery, you're coming into the house, it's probably somebody that doesn't have a truck, doesn't want to pick it up themselves, doesn't want to load it into the house, whatever it is. That might be an older person. Their concern might be, are you background checked? Are your employees background checked? Are they insured? That might be something to mention because you're coming into their homes.
Yes,
and maybe it's on your website, I don't know.
No, that's very good. I do background check my installers. So there is that for the trust factor, because I also have a responsibility to the community to put intelligent people that are trustworthy in the home.
I would make sure you're selling
That part of it.
And then second, if you take Brandy's advice and do some videos, show us that you're the expert. Why is that Titan floor so much better than what I'm gonna get at the box store? You know, this is my experience with it, this is what it does. You know, I'm not selling you, I'm teaching you this is why it's good. Then you're my expert that I'm gonna turn to.
Gotcha.
Alright, so Dave, we're gonna go to D, then we're gonna go to John, we're gonna go to Wendy, then we're gonna come here.
I was gonna talk for a long time and tell you everything that these people said, but I'm just not. But on top of the contractor, the installers, my understanding when you were presenting was that you were just providing the floors. I had to go find an installer, or I had to install it myself. Is that the case?
Yes, the premise, what I can scale is the material delivery service to the homes. That is something that I can do everywhere. I cannot install everywhere, and I'm limited because of I do have to make sure that the person that is installing is qualified, is intelligent, knows what they're doing. That is difficult to do and slows me up quite a bit. So I do install, but I am limited to the scope and area of where I install.
Okay, I would probably like laser focus that so that you're not targeting places that I would not know how to find the person to install my floors unless you would refer somebody to me. But then also, other than just you being on camera, like talking to people and telling people that you do all these great jobs, have other people talking about you, like your Google reviews and stuff like that. If you can, that would be the main thing. 'Cause other people talking about you is more important than you talk about yourself.
Alright, hand that to D, we're gonna go to D, we're gonna go to Wendy, we're gonna come to you, and then we're coming back.
Well, I was along the same lines. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Morning. I was along the same lines of licensed, bonded, and insured. You're coming into my home, and sometimes, you know, if it's just a single person starting to take a look at everything, that's a big deal. So promote that and have it somewhere and be very clear about your licensure.
I would probably, I suggest that you would make it more clear that I'm gonna come into your home and I'm gonna show you these, and you can do it yourself, I'll provide the tools, or we have installers. And to piggyback on the comment about the video, have your installers on video so the people get to see who they are. Or once you select them for the area, then we can see who they are so they know.
No, I think that's a great idea because you gotta put a face with who they are, so and I think it might make you feel more comfortable.
Because if you sold me the flooring, I would want you to come and do an install, because I know you.
Right,
So that
right.
there's that trust factor
Gotcha.
of the installer.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Brady McLean. That's a great idea, and I wanted to piggyback on the video idea. So, I think that's a great idea for social media land, but what if you also had the videos going to everyone in your database? And that way maybe you can control or see who opens the videos and who's looking at them.
Very good, thank you.
So real quick before we get to Matthew, go ahead and stand up and then we'll go to Arlene. Alan and Arlene, is there anything that you do that some of the bigger companies don't do where you could get referrals, or maybe jobs too big for you that maybe you could establish a referral partnership with some of the bigger?
I've done apartment buildings, I've done very large commercial buildings. My scope is fairly large. My installers also do cruise ships. So there's a lot of experience with our installation. I've done as far south as Davenport to Daytona. So my area is...
And maybe that's an area to find out, okay, what job is too small for them to where you get that referral? And what area is too far for them that they refer to you? Just something where you're getting business that they're not happy.
Matthew Guy, Pinpoint Web Studio. So one of the first things when you look at these questions, I see the clarity and the differentiation. And something that I've always struggled with was your slogan. I think it's the UBU on there. And I think the biggest draw to you, what differentiates you, and things that people lack clarity on, is that you are a mobile showroom. So even something as simple as we bring the showroom to you, that subtle change in your slogan really provides that clarity and that differentiation without having to convolute with a slogan that really doesn't go with your industry in any capacity. And then from a trust and skepticism standpoint, something that you can utilize, whether it's in a video, at the end of every social media post, on a mailer, on a business card, any format that you're doing, is just a checklist of things that mentions what people have already said, which is locally owned, veteran owned, licensed, insured, local installers, a little review or testimony from somebody, and then some logos of brands, like say you've done Royal Caribbean, all these, a little snippet of logos of we've done jobs for companies like this. And then people can, at a quick glance, see, I can trust this because they've done work for these things. I believe in that. I see the review, and I see you check all the boxes of things that I look for, like insured, owner, veteran, and etc.
That's good. Alan, and then we'll go to Arlene.
Alan Bernstein, HR Office Savers. Thanks, Derek. I think this is really great, at least for me as a business owner. A lot of this discussion is helping me think through my business, and I hope it's helping others too. I had two thoughts for you. One was the free. I don't have a problem with free. I think we all like free, and I don't have a problem with you putting it on your site. But if you did need to use a different term, maybe included, and maybe use some kind of parameter so you're not going all over the state for free.
Right.
And then the thought, I was hitting on number 4, your skepticism. I don't know floors, so I'd like to know why I would need those tools, how to use those tools. What is, I think the word was transition for $39 or whatever. I don't know what that means. So if there's any way to explain to someone, like assuming that I know what floors are, if that's your vibe, if that's what you're building, super. To get me involved, I need to know a little bit before about why that's important to me and gets me thinking about how to utilize your service.
Sure. Maybe a 30-second video on what each of those means. So, like Alan said, when it goes to transition, what does that mean?
Gotcha. Like attach a video explaining what it is. And
right.
So those were things I figured I would cover at the at the presentation. As far as the UBU, I'd love to hear about what that is. I just didn't come up with anything. Everyone has and more, including some shirts that I made that say and more. And it's such an overused. I didn't know what to put. I just be yourself. That to me is important. It doesn't matter, just whoever you are, whatever you are, be your fingerprint. That's what I put it up.
I don't know if you already do this or not, but one of the frustrations I have as a homeowner hiring people to come into my home, you'll get one person that does an estimate, a completely different person that shows up, somebody different shows up later. If it's possible or reasonable for your business model to say, you get the same person from beginning to end, because if I meet you doing the estimate and you and I click and then a whole nother person shows up later and now you've got 2 or 3 or 4 different times I've got to meet and get comfortable with a different person, I think that would also be a selling factor for people that may be single moms or older people or things like that, where it might only be me in my house when you come, but instead of sending 4 or 5 different people at different times, it's going to be the same person the whole way through. You build a stronger trust and relationship with that person.
And thank you for that, because that is the person who is in the home is responsible to be there at the installation and in and out to make sure that what was discussed is transferred to the installer and they are hand-holding kind of thing. But that isn't automatic.
For me, that might make the difference of me choosing you versus someone else in the same room, because I've had that frustration with pest control, I've had it with plumbing, so on and so on. My husband is disabled and a lot of times I'm home by myself. I don't want to meet 5 or 6 different dudes that are coming in and then I've never met you before. I want even that one consistent person while other things are happening. That makes me more comfortable.
I love all these questions. Thank you so much.
3 or 4 minutes, so keep going. We're going to go to John. We're going to come back to me. We're going to come back to Dave.
I'm not quite clear in your presentation. You're kind of skirting the installation piece, So I think you need some kind of a simple statement somewhere in that process that says, this is what happens if I need help with installation, because I think you're looking at DIY, right? Mostly?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just saying, if I need help, and I want to use you, there should be some short phrase in there that says, I can get you to install that.
Absolutely, thank you.
Jesse.
Hello, Jesse with the Inflatable King. So I've personally used Derek and his services, did a fantastic job with the flooring. I was gonna say if you could put like a list of tools, because I know you lent me some tools as well, to show what those are, and to work with like do-it-yourself kind of, because you know with my floor I had to remove and do a lot of stuff prior to that, just trying to save money and whatnot. But just working with the DIY folks and showing like customer testimonies from people and maybe some before and after photos, because I know my floors were pretty messed up before you came in, and they look really nice now. And just the difficulties as well with some of the flooring, because I have a 100-year-old house, so it's not level, and you guys did a fantastic job at leveling it, making sure it was a complete transition across the board. So maybe stuff like that will show other customers with older homes or multi-tiered situations that would benefit them.
So, real quick, to that point, and not to get too personal or too deep into business, think about what percentage of your revenues are from installation. If it is a smaller percentage, put together step-by-step DIY videos that you give to the customer that is willing to do it themselves. Step one, go through it completely. So to try to take those, if you run across that issue with the floors uneven, here's how you can resolve that. Let them do everything, because if that eliminates a small revenue portion of your business, that might be the best way to walk it through.
If you put that together, you can actually sell that as courses too for people all over the country, not just locally.
On the clarity, do you come with a van full of samples? Are you going to scratch up my floor dragging those in? So I'd like a little clarity on, how are you going to show me all these samples? And is there a big selection? It might be bigger if I get to go to a showroom. Do I want you to come and are you only give me 5 choices when there's 18,000 out there?
Thank you for bringing that up. I actually offer, I have a pretty unlimited source of materials. These 5 products of the categories are products that you can return and get credit for with the delivery and the pickup. These are the top colors sold in the state of Florida from the vendors. I got their information because they see the entire state, and that's where this has come in. But it is not limited to. We offer a whole lot more than that, and the majority of what I have, when people have hired me, it's usually included the installation with it.
So you're saying that I can only return unused boxes of this stuff?
Correct.
But then you've got a whole other selection, but I can't return the unused.
Correct. It would be, yes, like going to, yeah.
But you measure so precisely, there's nothing left over.
What's that?
But you measure so precisely, there's really nothing left over.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. He does measure precisely that.
All right, we're going to go to David, we're going to go to Randy, we're going to go to Rohan, and then we're going to wrap it up with Ryan.
Okay. I'm trying to be quick, but I know you just recently did some changes to your website.
Yes.
So I just looked at it real quick. Okay, on the pricing parts, it looks like it's a button. Not on that page. It looks like it's a button, but it's not clickable.
Correct.
So maybe. Yeah.
We are in. I'm allowing this to go organically. I want to be selective, and I don't want to just rush and do things. There's extra expenses for clickable buttons, and I want to make sure I do the right things. But
so eventually people would just be able to order it straight from the website, is what you're saying?
I would love for people to click and it ships right to them, type of thing. But I need your input first, so I can have a good foundation to launch from there to the next phase, which would be click the button, order, boom, there it is.
For the short term though, Google looks at that interaction on your website and it shows that people are frustrated that they click something that doesn't work and they leave. It could have a negative impact on your engagement with Google. Second thing about Google, any reviews, I looked at, people have left reviews, and then your responses, fairly short. It's good that you're responding, but a thing you can add in there to help you with SEO is to respond with keywords that you want to be found for in your responses that are relative to the project that people left a review for, but it'll help you get found for those things people are searching in your area.
I'd love to have more of a discussion with that, especially the clickable part, because I do not have the knowledge for that implementation and the cost. So,
Randy, Rohan, and we'll wrap it up with Ryan.
So, now that I've heard a little bit more about what you're doing, I think your focus is more on selling the product and not necessarily putting the product down. So I was wondering, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
I have the same problem all the time.
I turned 50 this month, so I think it's that far. So I think the focus it should be more on that avenue of doing that. I can tell you after doing several remodels, I hate when I'm like in love with a floor and then I get it to my house and I'm like, then I'm constantly back and forth to Home Depot, Lowe's, or those box stores. If I had somebody that would come and show me what the floor looks like in my house, and I think that's maybe something you should maybe point on. That way people can see what it looks like in the lighting and things like that.
So curiously, do you offer like vendor pricing, like if I'm an installer? And I have
Yes,
guys to install?
I do.
Okay. And then also, if I had like a customer, I'm like, hey, I need them to pick out a tile and I don't have any on hand, would you guys be able to go out and do that as well, and it's not gonna conflict?
I'm sorry, say that one.
If I have a customer and they needed to pick out some tile or something, and I send you, that's not gonna conflict?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No,
That's
I'm not.
actually really cool.
Yes, I'm respectful of other, builders and construction and contractors, and that is, yes, we don't.
Okay. And then
We're
I
good.
have one more question. It was about like your online. Are you generating a lot of your leads online, or is it all mostly referrals or in person?
I honestly, so I had a mock website prior to this. It was none of this, and this is the first launch of the first phase of my website. That's taken. There's a lot of background stuff, getting this product, getting agreements, all this, making sure the warranties are backed up. There's a lot behind the scenes and why it took me a while just to get to here, but yes. I don't know if I answered your question. I totally forgot. I just thought I'd throw in yes. I forgot. I'm 50. I'm old.
Randy, you want to join us because we're all in the same group.
I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I here?
More leads online or in person? Referrals.
I'm sorry.
Your leads, are they more online or is it in person and referrals?
I would probably say in-person and referrals has been my biggest. I haven't pushed other than Facebook. I've got Rick Copley who sends these things all the time. That's it. It's mostly like 1 Million Cups has been instrumental in meeting people, connecting with people. I'm part of a B&I group that is fantastic, has taught me just how to do a presentation properly, which still needs improvement, but I'm sorry.
All right, Ryan, finish this up. I know you got something. I'm going to tell everybody now. Please stick around. If you have more thoughts or comments for Derek, let him know. We're going to be here. We've got the room as long as we need.
This would be a perfect segue for you, actually, because I know you always ask this question at the
Yes,
end. But I won't ask the question. I won't steal that. So the one thing I will mention, though, is you've got a lot of feedback from a lot of us. And I think one of the things that perhaps we neglected to ask you from your questions are, what's your biggest pain point? Because you're asking for clarity, you're asking for trust, skepticism, but who's the person that you're talking to? So you don't have to answer this, but this is just more for you to take away so you can kind of pinpoint which pieces of advice you got today are going to actually be executable for you. So, is this in your B2B struggle? Is this in your B2C struggle? Is this after you've got the customer and how you're communicating to him? Is it actually service on the job? Like all of these could apply to various stages of those people in the funnel. So without knowing exactly what the pain point is for you, just kind of sift through all of our advice and figure out what's going to actually get to the root of the issue that you came here looking for.
Well, I think that's a good point, because do people know you do commercial? Do commercial people know you do residential? Is that on the website? Because I know a lot of this we've talked about is all based on pretty much residential. But you said you've done apartment buildings, you've done cruise ships, and I think you have to getting that point out there as well. And then the last point on these, and I think Brandy's point, is there software? And I'm assuming that there is, where you could go in and Dee says, I like this product, then you can kind of load that into the software and show what it's going to look like in her house, so they can get a better idea and not go through. And just maybe a little bit of investment in software to do something like that will help along the lines.
There is definitely, I do have, like, my first line is the smooth tones. I can definitely take a photo of your living room, or you can send me a photo and I can transfer that picture of whatever color you choose onto your floor. And I don't have necessarily the rights, and there's a lot of cost involved for me to do that, and that's the only thing that is, well, there's the button pushing, there's a lot of costs in online.
AI does it for free.
What's that?
Chat. I can take a picture of my living room, put in the flooring type, and it'll do it for you. So use the.
I want to talk to you afterwards.
That's gotta be.
All right, so we gotta go ahead and start wrapping things up. But first, let's thank Derek again for his time presenting. I just want to ask you. Yeah, absolutely.
I want to thank all of you for your input. It was extremely valuable. I just wanted to listen. I will be listening to this again and implementing this, and I hope to present in 6 months and show what you have produced for me.
All right, thank you again. See, I forgot about it after you already said. How can we help as a community?
Give me a call.
Short and sweet. So we have a lot of first time attendees today. Now you see, this is what we do each and every week. This is how we help our fellow business partners in the community overcome challenges and grow their business. So, I hope you find a lot of value in this. We've got a couple things that we're going to do to finish up. One thing I did want to mention, we have a lot of good things in store for you this year. We've already been planning our subject matter experts. Ray and I talked about this in our first year. One of the things, you're here every week to give of your time. And the ways that we can say thank you to you for what you do, for the valuable responses and suggestions that you make, is we want to bring subject matter experts in to give you information that you can hopefully take back and make your business even more successful. So I think we have time. I think we have six lined up. We're going to have the Tavares Incubator kids come in February and March, do their presentation, so you can help critique them and get them ready for their state presentations and countywide presentations. We got a lot of great stuff planned for you for the year. We're still planning through it. So just stick with us. Come every week. We're gonna say thank you as much as we can for being here. And one of the ways we can do this, stay connected with us. This way you get updates on everything that we're doing. That's the QR code. I think that will lead to, I guess, everything. I don't know. That's not my gig right there. If you have an event, LEAD will put it on their calendar. I'm sure Ray will walk them through the process. If they scan that, they will walk them through the process. We'll finish up with our community announcements. But if you have an event coming up, we do ask that if it be free, go ahead and put a flyer on the back table. It doesn't matter whether it's 3 months, 6 months out. Put it on the back table so you can let everybody know that it's upcoming. Scan that, and that's going to put it on the LEAD calendar as well. So before we get to our final, and just so you know, Greg is going to join us today for the picture. So we're going to remember Greg one last time in our group photo. But before we get there, community announcements. Speaking of, we'd like to keep these within the next 7 days. If you have an upcoming event within the next 7 days, let us know about it. Again, if it's a free event, let us know so everybody else can find out about it, and we will get them hopefully attending your event. Rohan.
A buddy of mine set up a networking event for cigar smokers at Cigar International that just opened up tomorrow at 8. So if you guys want to join, that'd be awesome.
Where's that?
Cigars International in Millennium Mall. It's in Orlando.
We don't go to Orlando.
All right, a little bit closer to that. Leesburg Chamber is doing their Young Professionals Luncheon on Thursday at 12 o'clock at Prime 3 in downtown Leesburg on Main Street. It's free to go, but you have to buy lunch if you want. Thursday, tomorrow. That's right.
Go ahead.
Alright, Nikki from Whimsy Market asked me to announce that to remind you that the farmers market's starting back up today from 5 to 8, so please do go down to Farron Park tonight, 5 to 8. And then also United in Faith Market is on Saturday from 10 to 2 at Sensational Farms. 55 plus faith-based and Christian-owned businesses, worship music, biblical games, items, giveaway basket, and more. So farmer's market tonight, Saturday, Sensational Farms.
We're going to Stephanie, and then we're going to Matthew.
Every Tuesday, we have Open Table Tuesdays. It's something that Arlene and I started, and the community has helped us keep up every single week. We feed the community. We also have clothes, shoes, diapers, cleaning supplies, you name it. But really, we want you guys to come out and have a meal with us. It's free. We're not charging anybody. This helps us bring love and fellowship in the community to people that may not have it. We've met so many awesome people that may have been scared to go out and meet people. Yesterday we had a little boy that made a friend that was scared at first to even talk to us when he came in the store with his mom. So there's a lot of great things that happen at Open Table Tuesday, and we would love for you guys to come. It's at Happy Hippie Customs, Arlene's shop, and it's right here, 11 North Grove Street. Right there.
All right, tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. sharp, in this exact room, actually, is the Golden Triangles BNI chapter's live meeting. We do our live meeting once a month. Guests are welcome. It is a closed membership-only networking group. We only allow one business category to join the chapter per industry, but guests are welcome at our live meeting and our Zoom meetings as well. But tomorrow morning at 7:30, you can see myself, Todd, Delaney, Jesse, Derek, all of us in the chapter. You have to be registered in order to attend, so you can see any of us after the meeting.
So I was part of, go ahead and stand up, Wendy. I was part of BNI for 17 plus years. This is the single best business-to-business support. BNI is, in my opinion, the single best networking organization in the world. Wendy.
Two things. Toastmasters, there's 2 meetings around town. On Monday nights at 5:30 at the Golden Triangle at the Eustis Chamber of Commerce, and then Tuesday morning in Leesburg at the Art Center at 9 o'clock. It started at 9:15. And the other one is there's a new junior women's club that's starting in Leesburg at the Coffee and Conversation Collective Space Thursday at 6:30.
Real brief, what is Toastmasters?
Oh, Toastmasters, it's a speaking and leadership group. So if you're afraid of giving a presentation, please come and see us, and we'll help you with your presentation and give you the confidence you need.
And shockingly, I did that too. Marie.
And from the Lake Eustis Area Chamber of Commerce, tomorrow is our coffee chat with guest speaker, and we've done it with the mayor, we've done it with our public safety officer, good information for what's going on locally, but just good information. A lot of times it's focused on safety and what small business concerns that you have. So that is free 8 to 9 at the chamber, and our coffee is provided by Scooters. So just come on down.
All right. All right, thank you everyone for staying late. Oh,
Open Table is at 5 p.m.
Thank you.
On Tuesdays, 5 p.m.
Brian. Go ahead and stay after so they can talk to you. We're going to wrap it up with Brian.
So super quickly, I don't know if everyone knows, it's a 2050 comprehensive plan update from the county. There's going to be 3 meetings, one on the 12th in Umatilla, 14th in Leesburg, 15th in Claremont, all at 6 p.m. But it's to get the community together to talk, give input, and hear what's going on as far as planning throughout the county for long-term planning. So it's the chance for the community to give their input. So.
Where would it, where can we find?
I have it. I know it's went out in the Lead newsletter. So anyone can contact me, and I'm happy to forward this to you.
Yeah, if you haven't done that, Brian is our representative for the UCF incubator downstairs. So if you're interested and you want to see where the county's going over the next 25 years, he's got flyers downstairs. So again, I want to thank everybody for staying late. I know we went a little bit long. Next week we will be starting promptly at 9 a.m. So if you plan on being here, try to be here early. And my only other challenge, if you found value today, invite a friend, bring them. My single goal for the year, I want 100 people in this room for one meeting. Are we gonna make it happen?
Yeah.
All right, let's make it happen. So thank you, everyone. We're gonna do the group picture, and again, we're gonna have Greg join us for our last for our group picture to start the year off. Derek, front and center.
Hey, everybody bring it in. Squeeze in, squeeze in. And here, up front. We're gonna have a couple people sit here. All right, one's up. One's up.